He, sad to say, died shortly after 2007, having had a heritage lottery grant and a whole lot of money from industry and also from you, the great British people. You've contributed about £10 million to get her to this stage. So that is quite extraordinary. She costs £2 million a year to run. More about that in a moment. We see her coming by in a very low flypast, a slow flypast there. Money to keep them, but they're still there, she's still flying, and we still continue to need your help to keep them flying. More about that just in a moment. There must be a queue of people waiting to pilot the aircraft. I mean, how do you become a lucky pilot? Well, we have about 5 pilots. They're all very well qualified. Some of them are, most of them are ex-Vulcan pilots, not all of them. The guy flying today, Philadelphia, is not an ex-Vulcan pilot, but he is the Rolls-Royce. As they come in front of us once again, and that will be the end of the show. I would like to just say how much support we've had from industry, from the Civil Aviation Authority, Marshall Aerospace, AD Holdings, BAE Systems, EADS, Goodrich, John Power, Kearsley Airways, Meggitt, Messier, Dowdy, Rolls-Royce and Circus, and especially today, the Clacton Factory Outlet has sponsored Vulcan for today. The Clacton Factory Outlet, many thanks to them. They're not selling them there, are they? I don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vulcan Bomber! Flying, what can they do? Well, they can go to the website, which is vulcantothesky.org, vulcantothesky.org, or if you've got your mobile with you, you can actually contribute directly. You send a text to the number 700 770 770.